It wasn't so long ago that Philips introduced the 5000X shaver, and that looks like it's part of the Series 5000 line of Philips shavers. However, that's not the case. While they share the same number, they're very different in design and features, and I would call it a 4000 series. The reason being is that it sits just under the Series 5000 and just above the 3000 series, and it shares some of the similarities with both of those shavers. In this video, I'm going to put the 5000X and the Series 5000 next to each other and compare all their features and the differences and what preferences that I have. Now, I'm also going to do a demo shave. I've done a demo, not a demo shave. I've shaved both of these side by side a couple of times to really test them out. However, I'm going to do a demo shave so you guys can see how they perform. I've already put out videos individually for these shavers. I've also got website reviews from my website, shavingadvisor.com. Now, I'll drop some links down in the description for those, so if any of these shavers you look at and you think you want to discover more about one of them or even both of them, then there's much more information in the video, the separate videos for each one, plus the separate articles for each one. Now, briefly about costs. I'm not going to give specific prices because the prices are always changing, and as the 5000X is relatively new, the price is going to go up and down on that. But what I use as a general rule for shavers is that the next series up or below is usually about a 30% price difference, and that goes in line with me saying that the 5000X is a 4000 series, because you're likely to get a 5000X for about 30% cheaper than what you're going to get a 5000 series. And I'll just use that as an approximate because they do bring out other shavers in the line and then add accessories and the prices go up and the prices goes down. But as an approximate, a 30% difference. So you're likely to get a 5000X or 30% less than the 5000 series and about 30% more than the 3000 series. So for the design and the features, so the 5000X has a much slimmer design than what the 5000 series has. And the 5000X has some basic kind of pattern design, plastic pattern design on the neck of the shaver, so it provides a sun grip. It does actually hold quite firm in the hand, and the top section of the kind of just below the head section, the finger can fit in there nicely, so it holds well in the hand. Now, I really like the 5000 series in terms of the grip that has, because on the back of that's all rubberized, and the grip just feels more solid. However, the 5000 series is a more bulkier and kind of more squarish shaver, so in a way the 5000X kind of fits a bit more snugger in the hand than what the 5000 series does. And similar to shavers like let's say the Braun Series 7, and that has a nice snug fit in the hand as well. That's similar to the 5000X and, you know, different to what the 5000 series is. Plus any other shavers there, yeah, like the Panasonic Art 5 as well, that has a nice snug fit. So I'm not sure why Philips really doesn't try and make these a bit more of a snug fit. The small and interesting feature of the 5000X is it can, because the bottom is flat, you can kind of stand this shaver up wherever you are, stand it up in your bathroom or wherever you keep it. And maybe not keep it in the bathrooms. Bathrooms are damp, they're quite high in humidity, aren't they? But wherever you keep your shaver, it can stand up. That's most shavers, most of these electric shavers can only be laid down, so interesting little feature. They both equally have good head movements and the blade heads flexing well. However, the 5000 series also, the blades actually pressing slightly. They offer a little bit more flex, which is useful for going along the contours of the face and for more comfort. And the blade number for the 5000 series SH51, and for the 5000X shaver it's SH30. Now the SH71 for the 5000 series have more cutters on the blades. They should be able to shave much quicker. However, one thing about the SH71 blades for the 5000 series rather than the SH30 blades for blade heads for the 5000X is the SH30 are quite a bit cheaper. Now, if you've got the 5000X, you can buy a pack of these blades and upgrade them. However, I've tried that out and they fit in nicely, but they don't lock inside there, so they eventually will come loose. So you can't use the SH71 in the 5000X. And the SH30 heads are the same as what you get with in the Series 3000 shaver. So, you know, that's where I say how this shaver sits in between the 3000 series and the 4000 series, because it shares the same shaver heads. Quite a big difference in the feature is the detail trimmer. The detail trimmer on the 5000 series, it's a built-in trimmer, so it's attached to the body of the shaver, where we just press that in the back, or we slide it slightly, and it flips out the trimmer. So that's attached to the body of that shaver. But with the 5000X, we've got to remove the head, and we've got a separate attached trimmer that we have to pop inside there. Now, for some guys who use that frequently, or use it every time they're shaving, or let's say frequently, they might find it a bit of a pain having to switch over the heads of the 5000X. Some guys it may not bother, but I can see some guys who it's important for them, you know, just to be able to have the head, the detail trimmer connected, and not have to faff about and switch it over. I can see that being important to them. For me, I don't mind having the detail trimmer on the shaver or an attachment. It doesn't make much difference to me. I don't really mind having an extra attachment. For some guys it might, but for myself it's fine. And I found that both trimmers kind of equally trim okay. You know, they're not great like most attached or attachment trimmers are never that great, but it's okay, and it does the job. It'll cut in sideburns or snip away longer hairs that are difficult for the shaver to pick up. So there's not really any other differences in features that I would look at that could be deal breakers. Now, otherwise I just look at the 5000 series, a bit of an upgrade. You've got better LED lights, and then you've got an extra 10 minutes runtime on the 5000 series. You get 60 minutes runtime with the 5000 series and 50 minutes runtime with the 5000X, which is not a great amount of difference, is it? The other thing is that the 5000 series, same as 7000 series, you can use the cleaning pod with that because it has an angular type head on it, angular type heads on it, whereas the 5000X, it doesn't have the angular type head, so it will not fit inside the cleaning pod. And I should have mentioned that as well, I will now, is that the heads on the 5000 series are angular in shape, whereas the 5000X are rounded. Now, previously I preferred these rounded types. When they shifted over to these angular types, I thought, why would they make them square? It just didn't make sense to me, and I thought that felt that the rounder types, I think that was on the Prestige, I felt that the rounder types was performing better. Actually, over a period of time, and I think they've improved these angular types somewhat, that I found no difference with them at all. But you know, some people may, and it's just worth noting. Okay, so let's grab myself a mirror and put these both side by side and get a shave on. Right, so what we started with, I did actually have about 6 or 7 days worth of growth, but I've had a real bad cold and let it all grow. And what I've done is I'll give it a quick trim first. So I'd say it's about 3 days of growth once I've used a trimmer on it. So I'm going to give the 5000X my best side, and the best side I've been using, because I'm right-handed, using the 5000X on the right-hand side of my face, whereas when I use the 5000 series, I'm going to be using my right hand still, but on the left side. So I'm giving the advantage to the 5000X here, but based on my experience, I know that I have a preference for the 5000 series, so I'm going to give it a bit of an advantage to 5000X. Okay, let's fire it up. Okay, so we're done there with the 5000X. I've got a little bit of a leftovers part there, a few longer hairs. Let's try and get them off. Let's try and remove them. Okay, that feels pretty good. Yeah, it's okay. It wasn't too aggressive. A couple of hairs left there. Let's get rid of them. It's funny, after a period, after we finish shaving, I don't know if you get this as well, you finish shaving and then you know, you start to notice a couple of hairs left over. I'll walk away from the shave, half an hour later, I go, oh, there's a patch here, there's a patch there. So it just always kind of happens with the... Yeah, okay. No, one more there, I think. No, that still remain there. Man, that's one tough hair. That's it's gone. Okay, let's move on to the 5000 series. I just want to say that this kind of feels like it vibrates more. It feels like it's doing more. Yeah, it feels somewhat different, a bit more comfortable as well. Just mention about under the nose now. I think both of them have a tendency to not be able to shave very good underneath the nose area there. And what I tend to do is just push the nose across. You can use the detail trimmer for it. I push the nose across, and then that kind of gets rid of it. Okay, so where we are. Okay, I think both are just as close as each other. I think the 5000 series was slightly quicker, a bit more comfortable, and I don't know that kind of feeling. I don't know that kind of feeling of this is kind of it's vibrating more. It just felt more heavy duty, the 5000 series. Let me just check that out again. Yeah. I don't know, the 5000 series just feels more quality. It's hard to explain without you kind of feeling it. Yeah, there's a kind of more power there, there's more oomph or something. Okay, so I think the 5000 series definitely won in having some extra comfort and some extra kind of power in that as well. And both of them had leftovers, so I had leftover hairs and longer hairs left, but both of them did equally as well, getting rid of those. Both shavers, while I'm using them, keep good contact with the skin and shave along the contours like the jaw and the chin area very well. In terms of closeness, both give the end result. I think maybe the 5000X takes a little bit longer to get there, but only very slightly. Now, because I'm a fan of having comfort while I'm shaving, I'm going to lean towards the 5000 series. And I kind of like the 5000 series. I just think for a rotary style shaver for the mid-price range, or just below mid-price range, it's a very good shave. It's a shave that I like, and I don't see where the 5000X fits into that. However, for some guys who don't really like the shape of a 3000 series, because the 3000 series is like the old style of, you know, a Phillies type of shave. You know, it's the same length as your hand. If for some guys that don't like that style of shave but don't want to spend too much money, even less than the 5000 series, and you may even like the style of the you know, the style of this, which is an interesting style. They may prefer that style, then they may go for the 5000X. But for me, it's going to be the 5000 series. As I've mentioned, I've done videos for each one of these, so if you need more detail of them, then take a look in the description, because I'll put some links there for the separate videos for these, plus the separate reviews on the website, on my website, shavedadvisor.com. I've also dropped a link there for my website page that is for the best electric shavers that I've used. So I kind of add shavers on there that I use and kind of rank them. So I'll drop a link for that in the description as well. You can take a look at that. That can be updated as and when. So if something new, if I discover something new, or I dislike something and decide to change my mind about something, then I can remove that. So that can always be updated. So that's a good page to return to. Well, that's about it, guys. That's a wrap. So I think what I'm going to do next is I might compare this 5000 series with the Braun series, that's a Braun series 7, or even this Braun series 5. I think I might compare them because they're both good competitors, aren't they, Braun and Philips? They like to compete against each other, so that might make sense. We'll see. I'm not sure, but I think that's what I might do. But anyway, if you want to stay up to date the next videos that are going to come in out, then do hit the subscribe button and you get a notification once the video is live. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. Now I'm going to go and nurse this cold that I've got. I hope that I haven't been too nasally in this video. Now, just before I go, just so I can highlight the imperfections of shavers and imperfections of me, of me shaving, I'm feeling some little bits of leftovers that I haven't quite picked up. So that was on the 5000X side, which I'll get rid of shortly. And there's a couple of little ones there as well on the Series 5000 side. So just to show you my imperfections and the imperfections of shavers, that's 15 minutes after, 20 minutes after a shave, I start to notice little bits. It's often the case.